And welcome to Roy and Betty's Real Estate Corner. Here we are again.
Here we are, another great day on Maui.
And yesterday would have been 80 years?
80 years.
80 years since the bombing of Hiroshima. I mean, it just, we started, when we realized it was 80 years, it's just hard to believe. I don't know. I find it a monumental thought that it's been 80 years.
Totally. And we visited Hiroshima 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes.
Something like that.
I think 4 years ago.
Yeah, pre-COVID.
Oh.
Just pre-COVID. And I think everybody in the world should visit the Peace Memorial there.
I totally agree. Everybody in the world should have to go there. I sobbed my way through it.
Yeah.
It was so overwhelming to even think about what happened. And on either side, I mean, obviously, they bombed Pearl Harbor, we bombed Hiroshima, and thousands and thousands of people died in between.
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
I mean, you think of the number of parents that lost their children, you know, brothers and sisters that lost their older brother. I mean, it was a monumental, all wars are monumental. But when we all think about that one, it's beyond anything.
Oh, no question. It's, again, if everybody in the world went through that, I don't think there'd be any more wars.
No.
You know.
No,
I mean,
it was...
War is hell, but that's worse.
Well, the bombing, because also everybody was bombed. You know, there's a little girl there whose skin is basically dripping off in one of the videos that they were showing. And apparently she and her family had jumped into the lake
river.
there, the river that was there, but it was boiling.
The river was on fire.
Yeah. And they thought it would save them. And I mean, she obviously lived long enough for this photo to be taken. But what a heartbreaker. And I'm sure everybody had those stories, whether you were the Japanese going home or not going home, or wherever you were in the United States, anything you heard about. Roy and I were both little children at the time of the war, but I remember things. I was in Buffalo, New York, and I was like 4 years old or something like that. And when at certain times, once it was dark out, there would be all these things that you would learn. There were alarms that went off, and you weren't supposed to turn on lights, and you were supposed to have all windows blocked, and so that there was no light if somebody was trying to, you know, look for a target to hit. Now, I'm sure they weren't thinking that these little homes in Buffalo, but the whole thing was it gives direction. So.
Oh, absolutely. And remember what my dad went through right after Pearl Harbor? I guess they kind of drafted him.
Yes.
Yeah, he was working at the sugar plantation in Lahaina. And right after Pearl Harbor, they gave him a shotgun and made him stand guard at one of the reservoirs above Lahaina. And nobody showed him how to fire the shotgun. Yeah. He had no idea what to do if anybody approached the reservoir. It was just kind of, here's your gun, go guard the reservoir kind of a deal. And I guess he was just scared spitless, really.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know, when he passed away, you know, and they lived at 463 Lahaina Luna Road, which did burn in the fires.
Right.
And the house had been sold, which kind of broke our hearts a little bit, but it had to be. There was more than one child, but
after my dad passed, we were going through his closet and getting his things out, and we found the old shotgun along with a box of old shells, shotgun shells. And after the war, he must have just put them in a closet and forgot about them. So I remember we called the police, and the police came, took a look at it. They called the Army because the bomb disposal squad because they felt the shelves could be unstable, and so they confiscated the shelves and the shotgun.
Yeah, I mean, that was
wish
really...
we had kept the shotgun. Would have been quite a souvenir now.
Yeah, we probably should have, but I think that it was good.
Yeah.
It was good that we handled it that way. And to think all that time in the back of the closet. I mean, it could have started a fire sometimes, anything.
Yeah.
Anything could have happened.
But, not to dwell on the atomic bomb at Hiroshima, but one picture that really stands out to my way of thinking is a photo of a little girl pointing to this object in the sky. And you could see something floating down in the sky. It was actually the atomic bomb. It wasn't a bomb in the true sense where it would hit the ground. It came down on a parachute and exploded, 1,000 feet above Hiroshima, or maybe 2,000 feet, I'm not sure, but somewhere in the air. And she was pointing at this thing that was floating down, and that must have been taken just before the blast. So
it has to have been.
Yeah. And I remember I was following a woman from Sweden, and she was in tears, I was in tears. Everybody going through the Peace Memorial was in tears. And
pretty much. I don't think there was a dry eye in the house, so to speak, but it was so sad.
People from all over the world were going through, and it's quite moving.
No matter if you were, at that time, Japanese, American, whatever country you were from, your heart broke for the
absolutely.
People from Japan.
Right, and then a couple of days later was the bomb at Nagasaki. And there was a memorial in Nagasaki also, but we haven't been through that yet. I'd like to go back there someday. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's interesting going through the Peace Memorial. It's the bomb for Nagasaki was basically over the top. It was by and large the war was over, but we were going to teach the Russians a lesson, and because the Russians were taking over as much of Europe as they could, and it was kind of a lesson to the Russians. Don't fool around with us. We've got this thing going.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. But this morning in the car, when we were talking about this on the way here, I said that really great thing about it all is that today, Betty, or Mary Elizabeth Ryan, and Roy Sakamoto are together in the car. One Japanese man, one Irish-American girl, and we've been together virtually 50 years.
Yeah,
we'll check our marriage license tonight to see that the year, just because it's become a blur.
One local kind kid and one
Howley girl.
One Howley girl.
But it really has been.
Yeah.
It's been a great world. Roy's parents couldn't have been greater. They helped my daughter when she was going to Lahaina High School. They never said anything to us, but my father-in-law, asked if I would just drop her off there and he would take her up to school. Because, now, he didn't say because why, but I learned later, because she wasn't telling me, she was having kind of a hard time early on at school. But in the end, he would take her up there and say goodbye, whatever, and she was a great student there. She ran track too. There was the key.
Right.
She was the runner they needed to bring home the relay, I think was the story.
Yeah.
But it was great anyway.
Anyway, you know what tomorrow is too, though? It's the 2-year...
since the fires.
Yeah, I don't like to call it an anniversary, but it's 2 years since the Lahaina fire.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a very solemn day. There's going to be a lot of remembrances, a lot of memorial services. And I think it's a good time for all of us to sit back and kind of reflect on what happened 2 years ago. And, Lahaina is on its way back, but it's going to take a while.
It really is. 2 years is a long time, and that's kind of annoying to me that something more than has happened, hasn't happened. But again, I think people are doing their best, and they're all trying to come up with plans. But it is going to take a long, long time to actually have Front Street back and manageable, either stores or
the
whatever
commercial areas of Front Street. It's still a high highly controversial topic of conversation. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think, well, we better not get into what we all think, because I think that is too much too. I think everybody's working hard, to try to come up with solutions, and there's not a solution that's going to work for everybody, so I think it is going to be very difficult on a reasonably large portion of the people that live in Lahaina or worked in Lahaina or owned in Lahaina.
Absolutely.
So here we are again. So we are going to try to do some real estate.
Yeah, it's a very interesting market that we have going right now. Interestingly, again, there's over 200 properties in escrow on Maui, and it's a wide variety of properties, from very, very small homes and apartments to huge mega, I wouldn't call them mega mansions, but huge properties with lots of land, oceanfront. It's a wide variety of properties in escrow. That's a good sign.
It is a good sign.
Yeah.
And they are mega mansions.
Well,
at least, I think we get a little spoiled or something by being able to spend a lot of time even going through a lot of these places. But they're mega mansions. They're spectacular. And some aren't,
Oh, sure, yeah.
Smaller homes, condominiums.
So it's a wide range. We're still sorting out the basically the taking away of the Minatoya ruling, where vacation rentals, apartments that are being vacation rented and apartment zone properties are maybe in question right now, whether or not you can continue. And that's caused a turmoil in the market.
Absolutely. I think that turmoil is not going to go away, because I don't think there's a logical solution.
No, it still has to be voted on by the full county council, and I think there's still going to be some controversy. There might be an amendment or two that's offered, and it may be passed with the bill. So we'll see. But in the meantime, the uncertainty has caused a little fluctuation in the apartment market, the condominium market.
Absolutely. It's probably more than a little fluctuation, because I think it's going to keep changing until there's a real resolution. Because right now, theoretically, you couldn't rent it. You could rent it long term, but I don't think you could even begin to get the income that you were getting when you could use it yourself some of the time and then have it rented to vacationers the rest of the time. And most people bought it with that in mind, because that's what we were always told would work, that it was acceptable. And
yeah, I think once the county council passes whatever they're going to pass regarding this vacation renting, I think the market will eventually stabilize, because current owners, potential buyers, will know exactly what they're facing. So it will stabilize, but right now it's, I think, a great time to buy.
Well, I think no question, because I think there will be some interesting sales that'll happen. Somebody that will think, I'm just going to go ahead and get out of this and sell it today, and then whoever's buying it may end up getting a good deal on it, because life is changing. And then I think the market could go back to where it was before, if it stabilizes from the standpoint of vacation rentals. It's going to be interesting.
Right. It will be interesting. It's, one thing we've always advised our clients, as far as someone who's buying and wanting to vacation rent, if you're looking at it as a pure investment, and oftentimes someone will come to us and say, okay, what's the cap rate if I buy this apartment or this condominium apartment? And, my advice to them, if you're looking for a cap rate, go buy something in Los Angeles or maybe Phoenix or Chicago or wherever else, where you've got a more stable long-term market. I don't think any vacation rental pencils out. You can't put a cap rate, whether it's Maui, Vail, Colorado, or
no question,
wherever. If you're buying a vacation rental property, and you can cover a little bit of your expenses, that's great. But as a pure investment, cash flow investment, it's very poor.
No, you're right. It just doesn't work, period. And you also, how do you rate the fact that you stay there yourself? You stay there for your vacations, you send
your
family
friends,
over.
Yeah, your friends, your family.
Mm-hmm.
And it's guaranteed that you'll find friends and family you never knew you had.
Yes.
Once you buy a condominium in Maui.
Oh, that's right. People
anywhere
think
in a resort area. So, it just doesn't pencil out anyway. So, again, for someone that's looking for a cap rate, a capitalization rate on a vacation rental, it's not going to happen.
no. I mean, I think, again, it does pencil out for people in a way if they're using it themselves and they put a value on that. And their friends and everybody that's coming to stay there that isn't paying, it does pencil out in a different way.
Yeah.
But from the standpoint of exact
Exactly.
dollars and cents, no, it does not pencil out.
No.
Doesn't pencil out.
No, and that's, we've advised our salespeople also that, just doesn't work that way.
No, doesn't work.
So anyway, as you're interested in looking either to buy or sell property anywhere on Maui, look at our website, sakamotoproperties.com. Reach out to me, Roy Sakamoto or Betty Sakamoto. You can hit a link on our website, or my number is 808-870-7060, and Betty's
808-870-7062. And you can reach us most of the time. But again, check it out. Check out the website. You'll get a lot of information there. And if it isn't something, that we're working on, we have great agents, and somebody will be available when you're looking and when you're coming to Maui. We've been fortunate. A lot of people, that we've met over the years come back. And I think we've got a few people now that are kind of gearing up for a purchase, but are not quite ready. So
Yeah.
we got to
Right.
get after some of them.
Right. And we've got a great professional staff. We have, I'm not sure how many agents we have in our office, but, it's a great, well-trained professional staff. So come on in, call, hit on our website, sakamotoproperties.com, and we can certainly help you, whether you're buying or selling.
And again, like Roy said, just come by. The office is open pretty much every day, 365 days a year. Maybe nobody shows up for Christmas, but or Easter or some other day. But usually 365 days, someone's in the office starting at 8 a.m. and they're there till, I think, 6 or 7 now.
About 6 or 6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's somebody around to just chat with, so you can learn about the real estate market. You can learn about Maui. You can learn probably about anything island-wide, with the person who's there, or they'll get somebody else to help you.
Yeah, our office is in Kapalua, right on Office Road. We're almost adjacent to Sansei Restaurant. Most people know where Sansei Restaurant is in Kapalua.
And what's the new restaurant coming?
Well, there's
The one coming up soon. I can't
Yeah.
think of the name of it.
well, it'll be part of the Sali Pepe.
Yes. But that is going to be fabulous.
Yeah,
That will
right,
be
that'll
really
right
great.
next door to us.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have offices at the shops in Wailea. Big office. Our main office is in Kihei, and it's a great chance to talk to some real professionals and give you guidance whichever way you're looking to buy or sell.
And you don't have to be planning to buy today.
No.
I keep telling people a story about meeting someone on an airplane, and this is true. These people, or the wife, I didn't want to give up my seat to her husband because I wanted my seat. But I almost gave it to them at the last minute. But we sat and talked in the end. She stayed with me, and we flew together. She left with my card. We never talked real estate, but probably 5 years later, she walked in the office, and they ended up buying 3 different properties and eventually sold 2 of the 3. So it was really a fun thing for a lot of reasons. But again, you don't have to feel like you've got to walk in and buy something if you want to learn something about real estate, because you might do it in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And Caldwell Banker is going to be around.
Absolutely.
They're
Absolutely.
a great company.
Yeah.
We brought some of these, Roy, some of these little different flyers for homes, etc.
Yeah, a few listings to chat about. Here's one that's a great price. It's 124 Wa'aula Way. This is in the Wailea Kai subdivision, and it's listed by Evan Harlow from our Kapalua office. All of the listings we're going to talk about are listed by agents in our Kapalua office. But this is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath home in Wailea, and listed at $2,990,000, and great price for anything in Wailea.
Here's another one, Roy. This is listed by Marianne Fitch, 174 Wila'u. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. A price was adjusted recently to $3,250,000. Great home, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. Looks like it has a super view. It's in the Summit Estates, which is part of the Kaanapali Golf community. But it seems to have everything. Pictures are great. It'd be one really worth getting a look at if you're looking for something in Kaanapali or a just great home in West Maui.
Yeah. And again, all details, go to our website, sakamotoproperties.com. It's a great resource for you, and no charge to visit our website.
No charge. Here's
No
one
charge.
other. This also, Kaanapali, at Kaanapali Hillside, 81 South Peaky Place. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, $2,889,000. Interesting price. It looks like it's got a nice large garage, etc. And looks like, again, a great view and something worth taking a look at. So, again, it's listed by our office, Ray Chin, but come on by the office and somebody can take you and figure out how to get you in to see it. Not necessarily with 5 minutes notice, but I'm sure typically 24 hours. Sometimes if it's a tenant occupied, it could be 48 hours, but they'll get you in and tell you what else is on the market.
Yeah, speaking of Kaanapali Hillside, here's a great listing at 134 Piha'a Street. It's a huge home, actually. 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, a little over 4,500 square feet, and listed at $3,299,000. It's had a price adjustment. Had been originally listed at $3,850,000. Now it's listed at $3,299,000. And again, look at our website, sakamotoproperties.com.
Yeah, Ray, here's another one. We suddenly have the 2-minute warning. I am shocked. Here's a listing the little Elizabeth Quayle has upcountry. And I happen to have seen that one day in Haiku. A 3-bedroom, 4.5 bath, but there's so much more than just that. It's acreage, and I think it's, I can't see exactly where it is here, the total 5.5 acres.
Yeah, we saw it a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Great listing. It's very pastoral. You're out in the countryside, but it's
Huge parcel of property.
huge parcel.
It's really, really fabulous.
Yeah.
But that one, again, I mean, I think is really worth getting a look at and a place to build your Maui life.
Absolutely.
But again, I think we have done the warning, so they're going to probably cut us off soon. But
Yeah.
Danny Couch and I Love Hawaii will be back on to say goodbye to us.
Yeah, and again, remember Hiroshima. Let's not have any more wars anywhere. No. And let's pause and reflect on August 8th for Lahaina, 2 years for Lahaina. It's a very solemn day, and let's all do what we can.
And be kind to one another. If nothing else, remember, be kind. And I love Hawaii.
We love Hawaii.
Okay.
Special magic feeling flows through the air. I feel the happiness and love.